me know. You know, YouTube does like this vertical thing now that they said is supposed to work out well, but we'll see. I keep seeing if there's anyone behind me because I don't want them to think I'm totally talking to myself, though I think just talking into your phone, streaming, has become somewhat normal. But I am sitting in the Minneapolis airport. Great. And someone just decided to vacuum. That's always fun. And if I look exhausted, I am. It's been quite the weekend, but it's been a wonderful weekend. I will say that it is so nice to go to a peaceful, orderly, rules respecting, rights respecting convention after I can't even describe what the Michigan convention was. Totally outside my realm of experience. And like, I want to tell the tale of a few different conventions. So, you know, I've been to Texas. Obviously, Colorado recently had its convention, and we had the Minnesota convention. And the dynamics were different at each convention. Some groups were more prominent than other groups. There was certainly tension amongst some groups. We're the Libertarian Party. That's just the way it goes. And it was opposite in some states. Like in one state, you know, maybe one particular group or faction had the more people there. At another state, it was another. But they were all peaceful and they all followed the rules. It wasn't the zoo. That was the Michigan convention. That's what's so unreal to me. My notifications are blowing up. So Minnesota was completely and utterly peaceful. It went so smooth. I want to give absolute kudos to Rebecca Whiting, who was the chair. It's another circumstance where she was vice chair and then ascended into the chair position at the resignation of the chair. So she originally wasn't intending on having to, you know, chair a convention. And she did an absolute wonderful job. They've elected their delegates. They passed all of their bylaws and platform changes. Probably one of the most peaceful conventions I've seen. Though I have to tell you, Pennsylvania went really well. So many of them went really well, which makes the one that was a traumatic experience all the more unusual. And I think we can see more of that. Minnesota today definitely modeled good business, just good business. I don't mean business as in, you know, selling things. I mean business as in, you know, convention business. And I wanted to give you a little bit of an update. I know I've been super absent, and I feel real bad about that for my patrons. But I warned you guys leading up to convention, it's going to be that way. And boy, is it getting real. Because today I got my 30-day reminder from Southwest. I was like, holy shit. So I got this email that's like, are you ready for your DC trip? And I'm like, oh my God, that's awful early to get this email. And then I looked, I'm like, Mama's leaving on May 21st. It's April 21st. It's exactly 1 month out. And I've got so much to do. If you want to volunteer for the convention, there's a form on the website, lnc2024.com. We do need you. I am so optimistic about this convention, and I do hope to see you there. But I wanted to tell you that you will be getting a show next week. It's originally going to be broadcast on Liberty Dad Pod, DL Cummings, and after a few days, we're going to post it on my channel. I want his channel to have, because it was his idea, to have the initial views. And then we'll post it on mine. And I don't think I'm just going to repost it on mine. I think I'm going to repost it with maybe commentary. Because you know how when you do a show or an interview afterwards, you're kind of like, oh, I wish I said that. Or maybe I said that a little wrong. So maybe we'll do like me commenting on my own appearance on another show. But let me tell you what it's going to be about. And some of my friends got really triggered by this topic, so don't get triggered. Like, I'm giving you a moment right now. Pre-clutch your pearls. I'm losing my little headphones. I'm hoping to clarify and explain, even though some people will still disagree with me. I had a tweet the other day. I won't say it went viral because my stuff doesn't do that. I have talking to a very limited pond with libertarians, but it did get picked up by a lot of non-libertarians, which is unusual for my type of content. And it was where I was lamenting the fact that this like just total drug-addled bum came on a train in Denver and started just like verbally harassing this woman. And there were these young strapping men on the train, and not one of them said a word. And I commented on how that was disappointing. And I got super attacked by a lot of guys saying, you know, when we stand up, we get in trouble. And I get it. I get it. And all the claims that I never said anything about Daniel Penny are false. He got screwed over. I said that on my timeline. I'm not sure I used his name because he's not the only one. I said in general that men who stand up often get punished for it. But you want to know what? The men that founded this country, when they signed the Declaration of Independence, they thought they were signing their death warrant. But I get it. I get it. You got families to go home to. But you want to know who else I hear that story from? And I'm not saying it's a story, but you want to know who else says that all the time? Cops who shoot people. I just wanted to get home to my wife and kids. There comes a time when you gotta, we've all got to do something if we're trying to save our world. But listen, you do you. There's absolutely no enforceable obligation, but that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to hope to explain myself more, because what was super funny about that tweet getting out into the wider, I'll call it manosphere, was they just took one look at me and my pink hair and assumed I was a man-hating liberal. So it was pretty funny when they were like, and you voted for this. I'm like, yeah, tell me you know nothing about me without telling me you know nothing about me. Like, maybe if you took 2 seconds to read through my tweets, you wouldn't have said such a stupid thing. But that's what Liberty Dad Pod, DL Cummings, and I will be talking about. And so far, it's scheduled for Wednesday. So go check out his channel now, subscribe, so you get notifications, and then I'll be reposting it on mine. And I do apologize for my absence. I've been traveling every weekend, but this is my last weekend. I literally am sitting in Minneapolis. I don't know how I can prove it. I don't see anything here that, like, yeah, over here. You probably won't be able to see it. Up on the screens there. Hold on. I'm going the wrong way. Well, it's, oof, you don't want that close of a look. It said MSP. So that's where I'm at, and I'm going to go. I've missed streaming so much. I've missed all of you, and see you soon, mi guapas.